Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to another amazing week of the Are You Kidding Me podcast. We got lots of silly shit to talk about. My buddy Derek's here with me. Social media tags are in the description. Show some love. Yeah, that's all I got to say for now. So see you.
Looking to stay in the know on trending topics and have a good time? You're in the right place. Welcome to... Are you fucking kidding me? That's the name of this guy's show? Welcome to Are You Kidding Me? With your host, Jacob Hartzell.
Understood. Now, are you gonna have? Should we have like? Okay, I know you got articles and stuff. You said.
Yeah. Yeah, I have some articles
Go
to read.
over them with me real quick.
Okay.
Just for an overview. You feel me?
Yeah, I feel you. I got...
And maybe even just honestly, maybe even just write something down on notebooks just so we can look at it. I like being organized. I don't know.
I mean, I'm just opening them all up right now.
Okay.
Got a couple of them.
Can you? Is there any way you can connect that to the TV?
Yeah, I can.
That'd be dope. Try. So this is that what's this? So it's Try Mine. Is this
just like a running band.
Oh, okay. That's what I was about to say. Is this some magic money making technique?
No, I just put that on my arm whenever I want to run, so I don't have to hold my phone.
I got you. Oh, that's pretty neat.
All right.
Yeah, I hold my phone all the time in the gym when I'm freaking running. It's annoying.
It's kind of zoomed out because it's on the TV.
How do you you might even be able to pull this thing. Here, I got it actually. Take good care of it.
I mean, you can just actually pull the microphone off the stand if it gets too annoying to deal with. You can hold it like an actual microphone.
Does it just pop
Yeah,
out?
it just pops out. Don't even just rip it off. Don't even. Yeah. It's got these little clips on it, but we can.
Nah, I'd rather have it on there.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm just trying to get to a comfortable position, you know what I mean? Just where I ain't gotta... I'm gonna try to see if I can't get to where I can maybe... lean back a little. Relax.
Yeah, I feel you. You can.
Will it slide out more? Because this is comfy right here. Oh, yeah.
Just tilt it up a little bit.
How's that sound?
That's good. That's good.
Is this fine right here?
Yeah, that's fine. Here, let me pull mine out a little bit. So our first article, Derek. Male student gets $750,000 for traumatic sex romps with teacher.
In her car and classroom.
He was 16 and she was 36. I've already read through the article. It got found out when his girlfriend read her Facebook messages. The teacher sent to the student something like "I love you," and we need to keep doing we can't stop or something like that. So the family sued her. They were suing her for $10 million initially.
Shit.
But they got $750,000.
Holy shit. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. All I need to do is go find me a professor or something.
But she was a high school. This is a high school. This is a high school teacher.
Oh yeah, he was 16.
Who? What fucking high school teacher, Derek, has $750,000?
None of them.
Exactly.
So she got, wow.
She got
traumatic.
I was gonna say she got fucked.
Literally.
Literally.
Why you gotta put traumatic in there? You know what I mean? Like, obviously the dude, like, it was an ongoing thing.
$250,000 for punitive damages and $500,000 for compensatory damages for the 8 sex romps.
He went 8 different times. It's not like she raped him. That's not what the article says.
Oh, she gave him marijuana too.
Oh.
She was giving him drugs too.
That's another thing.
So not only was she having sex with him, she was giving him weed.
Wow. I want to be that dude.
Yeah, talk about being on top of the world, bro.
Right? You get to have sex with your fine ass teacher, smoke weed with them, make $750,000 off of it. You know,
Let's see.
maybe that's the route we need to go. No, Miss Bach.
No. No, thanks. I like the because I've seen a lot of these articles coming out. I like the reaction that older people give. They're like, "Where the fuck were these teachers when I was in
I
school?"
see the comments all the time when they're like that.
Let's see.
Related, male teen receives $1 million damage award after mind-blowing sex trauma with teacher. Mind-blowing, not traumatic. Mind-blowing. Oh, and traumatic. Okay. Why would they put mind-blowing?
I don't know, Derek. It's not the only thing she was blowing. Okay.
I can't talk about it because I don't know it. Sayer said when she found out the verdict, 41-year-old former teacher said that she has recovered from the cancer from which she was suffering during the criminal
Think
trial.
about that, dude. She had cancer. She got fucked, dude. She got so fucked. She got
so fucked over. That family is so fucked up for doing that. Like, you can't.
She had cancer. She slept with a 16-year-old, and then she had to pay $750,000.
She spent well over $1 million, including her cancer treatments, because that stuff's not cheap. I mean, cancer that's a whole nother topic. That's $1 billion industry right there.
Yeah, I know. And chemo fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Okay.
My mom had breast cancer, and they caught it early and everything, but it's still like it's a lot of money, especially if you don't have a good insurance. You know what I mean? And
oh yeah. Let's see what we got here. Man strips naked in mall massage chair, punches guard. You think of the fucking charisma that this guy had, dude. He's getting fucking naked, and the officer's like, "Hey, you can't do that here," and he's like,
just knocks him out.
He's like, "Fuck you," and then just punches him.
So got a little too comfortable in a massage chair at the mall. That's what they say.
Police in Lawrence Township said that 51-year-old Joseph, I can't say the last name, took his clothes off in a massage chair at the Quaker Bridge Mall on Tuesday. Authorities say when a mall security guard asked the Hamilton resident to put he didn't even like approach him aggressively. He's like, "Hey, can you put your clothes back on?" He just punches him, just fucking knocks him right in the face.
Okay, this dude, okay, so he was totally in the right state of mind because it doesn't mention anything about like drug use or anything.
Yeah, no, he wasn't high or anything.
He just did it.
Police said the guard then wrestled the man to the ground before police arrived. So
he wrestled a naked man to the ground in the middle of the mall. Could you imagine walking in the mall and seeing that?
No, by the way, this is Canadian news. And what weirded me out is that it says a phone number could not be located. So do they just like put the person's phone number? Like I don't understand why.
Why would they even add that in there?
I don't know.
Phone number from a shot.
I don't even fucking know.
Why would they put a phone number and someone chart like that? No. What?
I don't know, dude. I don't know.
What's the next one?
Grand Prairie RCMP investigates stolen copper wire. This one was just weird to me.
So was the first one Canadian too?
Yeah.
So they're all three Canadian.
Yeah, there are a lot of Canadian news we got going on here. The RCMP would like to encourage the public to take preventative measures against theft of their property, such as installing security camera, secure all equipment in locked buildings, post no trespassing. That shit doesn't work. Posting a no trespassing placard should be out bullshit.
Yeah.
Remove access to buildings and roofs. Anyways, what I was thinking is who the fuck just steals copper wire?
It's not a lot of money, but if you're fiending for drugs or something like that, I've heard of it around here even.
It's
people stealing because you can take that, you can take that to wherever and get your money for it.
I don't know. I view Canada in a different frame of mind. I just imagine we're just trying to throw a party, and fucking Billy wouldn't give us any of his fucking copper wire to hook up my radio with, so... You know what I'm saying? I don't view Canada as I wanted to get fucking tweaked out on some meth.
Yeah, you're right about that, but I don't know. You'd have to look up the amount. It differs. I know probably even by county how much money you can actually get through like copper. You can take in your old copper, like, you know, pipes or whatever it is, and we've done it. My dad owns rental houses and stuff, so he works on houses. So we've done it. I've not just copper. There's different types of metal that you can get more for and stuff. I took up. I remember I took some up to that place off in Herky. I don't know what it's called, but I got a little bit over $100, and it wasn't too much.
I'm just saying, dude, if you're gonna steal some shit, why are you stealing copper wire? Like, even for drugs, I don't get it.
You're that desperate. I mean, really.
Dude, there was actually, it was like this summer. Did you see there were people like going from gas station to gas station, hooking their truck up to the ATM inside the gas station and then pulling it out with their truck and then trying to load it into the back of their truck?
I have heard of that.
Yeah, that happens here.
I have heard of people literally stealing the entire ATM. Like
that shit happens here, dude.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's some crazy fucking shit, bro.
People get wild. That's all it is. People get wild. They get strung out, and they're like, "Hey, this is a great idea. We're gonna make a lot of money off of this. Let's just go rip out an ATM that's dead bolted to the ground in concrete with our truck. Just hook it up."
People are fucking weird, bro.
New insight into the limits of possible life on Mars. Now, this is something interesting here.
They are seeing. Well, actually, first, do you know that we're sending people to Mars?
Yes.
To start a colony.
Group. Yes.
2024 is when we're sending them.
Is that SpaceX doing that, or is that a different?
I'm not sure.
Have you heard, who's the dude that owns SpaceX?
Isn't it the same guy who owns Tesla?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, I forgot his name.
Yeah, but
how do I not know his name? Fuck.
I know, I just it slips your mind sometimes, but
I can't remember.
Research whether liquid water could what does that say? Could exist on Mars.
Provide new insights to the limits of life on the
Well, I already knew that they found like ice or whatever, like frozen. I mean, that's frozen water, ice.
Yeah.
So I don't think there's aliens on Mars. Obviously, there could be little organisms.
They are discussing like single cell organisms being a possibility on.
Yeah, and if there's single cell organisms on Mars, which is so close to so close to Earth, like you gotta think.
Like Jupiter and all that shit too.
Yeah, you gotta think about all the other. Just in our solar system too. All the other planets, just even in our solar system, that could have even more developed life on it that we don't know about.
Have you watched Rick and Morty yet? Have you started watching Rick and Morty?
Bits and pieces.
There's an episode where Jerry, the dad, gets abducted by. He says that Pluto's a planet to Morty, and the aliens from Pluto pick him up, and they're politicians, and they convince him to come to Pluto and tell all the people, even though it's not.
Yeah.
Like they're drilling for oil and making hella money off of it. And they're trying to convince the people that Pluto's a planet and you can stay there and work there and shit. Yeah. It's a good fucking episode.
That sounds like a good one. Cause what? Like I remember we were in like middle school and they announced Pluto isn't a middle school or intermediate school and they announced Pluto isn't a planet anymore and everyone was like, What?
Yeah, that doesn't make any fucking sense.
It's too small. Okay. So it's like
it's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, you have a basis for what that circumference or diameter of what a planet is.
And how do we know exactly how small Pluto is? Like we don't have any like thing there.
We base it off of the other planets in our solar system, I guess.
So it's just eyeballing it?
Hopefully not.
It's pretty much what it is, I think. I think it's just somebody being a dick.
Yeah.
Just eyeballing it.
I mean,
Hey guys, we didn't have enough.
What about Planet X? You ever heard about Planet X?
Isn't Planet X like the planet that's in another solar system that's like so close to ours?
It's supposedly in our. People say it's in our solar system. I believe I'm not 100% on this. And that was Planet X was supposed to be so big. You know, that was what was supposed to cause all these catastrophic things to happen. That's how the world was supposed to end. You remember how the world was supposed
2012?
to end? No, like this recent.
Oh yeah, that early, other one, yeah.
This recent one in September or whatever it was.
It's funny how in 2012, like that shit would have scared. Like when I was younger, that shit would have scared me. But now it's like I've heard so many people say the world is gonna end this year.
It happens every single year.
And it's like, yeah, sure it is, buddy. I don't give a fuck.
Yep.
Let it end, dude.
If it ends, it ends.
Let it end.
Why are we sitting here trying to predict the end? We didn't create the beginning, so what? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's my view on it.
I know exactly what you mean. Oh yeah. Also, Berkeley. I didn't actually pull this article up because it's not really an article. They're doing like seminars.
University of Leeds.
They're doing seminars on the science of happiness.
Whew.
Yeah. How do you feel about that? Basically doing a seminar teaching you how to be happy and fulfilled in life.
That's something you gotta figure out yourself.
I don't. Dude, what the fuck?
I mean, there is a science behind it, honestly. Just because, like,
do more drugs. That's all I can say.
It's one way, but keep going with what you're saying.
I was gonna say, dude, if it's still on Netflix, you need to watch Hector's Search for Happiness or something like that.
I've heard of it. I haven't seen it.
It's got the guy from what the fuck is that called? Shaun of the Dead. Simon Pegg, the British guy. Yeah, he plays like a psychologist who's not happy with his life, and so he leaves and he travels the world and like meets up with old friends. It's so good. Such a good fucking movie.
I'll take a look at it. Yeah. Oh, science news. Is it ScienceDaily.com? Yeah. Used to have to do what were those called? And biologies.
Symposiums.
Oh yeah, we'd have to find an article and I just bullshit it real quick. But I mean, they do have a lot of interesting stories on here. Like you could just go through here. We could have an entire podcast over Science Daily.
Oh yeah, dude.
Honestly,
dude. Dude, biology. I didn't even do shit in that class.
I didn't do shit in any of my classes, Jacob.
Dude, 10th grade specifically, the last half of it was me watching movies on my phone in every class.
I was playing Madden Mobile on my phone in every class.
We watched
and then I would get the Netflix app and I'd go through when I'd get on a series like Breaking Bad or something like that. I'd be in there in the back of my headphones just watching that.
That year was so fucking easy, bro. That year was easy.
Sophomore year was probably the easiest, definitely. Senior year should be for me, but it's not at all. Because that's my own fault.
Fuck yourself, dude?
Yep, I took on a load. I gotta handle it. Brought my college. I'm not failing college algebra anymore. It's a good thing.
That's good.
Gotta retake that test.
The hardest class I have is probably
If you say nutrition and wellness, I'm going to shit brick because we don't do anything in there.
Probably like
one of your main classes.
Walking class.
Really?
We like run a mile like 3 times a week in that class.
That sucks.
Oh, it sucks dick. Like it's not walking class. We barely walk.
Even in weighting, I'm in weightlifting. Like the longest we've ever had to run is half mile.
We run 4 laps, and we also do on certain days we do fucking. What are those called? Like
ladders and stuff.
Intensity, like the intensity intervals. Like we sprint the straightaways and then we walk the curves. Yeah. And that's my first hour.
Now.
So I'm like sweaty as fuck by the end of that.
Think about this though. What Mrs. Lang was telling us about that article about how white males or whatever exercising over 3 times a week, it's actually causing the buildup of. What'd she say? Cholesterol in your arteries.
And plaque in your heart.
Think about that. That blew my mind. Like, why? And once again, like, why is it just white males?
It's probably an evolutionary thing. Probably.
Yeah, it has to be, but I don't know. That's just weird.
Well, okay. Look at the history. This is an American study, by the way. So this wouldn't be. Yeah. This wouldn't encompass like Black people from all over the world.
Yeah.
Think of the history of our country.
Yeah.
What have Black people been doing for hundreds of years in this country since hard labor?
Hard labor. So they're used to it already.
And we've pretty much been sitting on our asses, Derek.
Yeah, you're right.
So I don't know why working out would give us more cholesterol, but our bodies are not used to working out at the same intensity that they are, basically. That's the way I would think of it.
They evolved quicker, actually, in that sense.
Oh, yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right about that. I didn't look at it that way.
Like, do you think whenever, isn't the national average of obesity like 80% now? of the country.
It's something crazy.
Well, I was gonna say, do you think that's like that's a majority of white people? Like majorly white people are the obesity problem in America.
I would agree.
Yeah,
I would agree. You could probably look up exact statistics too.
I'm gonna say the 20% that are not obese, specifically not white. Like there's like maybe a small majority that are white, but because like, and from a BMI standpoint, I'm obese. Like this is
Yeah.
obesity. Yeah,
For real.
yeah. 180 at 5'5". That's obese.
You're 5'5".
Yeah,
Bro, me too.
yeah. It's a struggle.
It is.
It's really a struggle.
You said 180?
Yeah, 180.
I was up to 155, so I was getting up there. I was about to be obese, and honestly, I didn't feel it. You don't look obese to me, man.
Yeah, it's well because people like confuse what obesity looks like for like what obesity actually is. It's a weight that's like unhealthy for your body to be because of your height. I don't agree, however, that with the BMI, I think the BMI scale is bullshit because they don't take into account your
muscle,
your body fat percentage.
Yeah.
So even if I was jacked, if I was fucking lean as shit and ripped, and I was 180 at 5'5", which would look crazy, that would still be obese to a doctor, and they'd still say you need to lose some weight. So. That's how it is, man.
What now?
Let's see here. I didn't read this article, and I don't really feel like reading this article.
Oh, okay.
Why middle class people are more likely to play music and do artistic things.
Pain act revealed. This is what do you mean by act revealed? Like,
don't be a fucking prick, Derek.
They could have worded that differently.
You're right.
Okay, the reason why middle class people are more likely to play music, paint, and act. Oh, and act. Oh, okay. I got you. I read that wrong. Okay. The reason why middle class people are more likely to play music, paint, and act has been revealed in a major new study. Research involving 78,000 people found that it was not wealth or social status that were strongly linked to people taking part in arts activities as amateurs or professionals, but rather the level of education that lay behind. Wow. So the level
of education that lay behind art participation.
I don't know. I don't know about that one. That one's a little... I haven't read it, but... What?
He found that the higher income did not make art participation more likely. Those earning over £30,000 a year were less likely to take part than those earning less.
Well, I mean, I understand that, you know, if you're... That just...
Clearest link with artistic activity was education. After accounting for the influence of family class background by statistic analysis, found that with a degree were around 4 times more likely to take part in painting and photography than those with no educational qualification. 5 times more likely to be involved in dance and crafts, and 4 times more likely to play musical instruments.
Those with the degree. So it's literally linking education to creativity.
Yep.
Which, I don't know if I agree with that. I mean, there's statistics to back it up, yeah, but, like, you gotta look at some of the artists, like, okay, well, maybe I agree with it, but there's way more to creativity than just, you know, being educated and...
well, you...
Do you know where I'm going with this?
Yeah, okay, but I think you're comparing this to schooling and less to education.
Yeah.
I think this is a...
You're right.
I think this is a link from creativity to high IQ. I don't think that you can be, like, super creative if you don't have a high IQ.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Like...
I mean, you're not IQ test... level your or measure your levels of
possibility.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I can really say on that one. Yeah.
Like, I took an IQ test. Hold on, I gotta.
Was that an online one?
I paid for it.
So it's an actual good one.
Yeah.
See, I don't remember ever taking an IQ test yet. I'm good at standardized testing.
I'm not good at standardized testing. I hate standardized tests. That's not an IQ test. It doesn't matter necessarily that you get the answer correct. It's a mixture of correct answers and how quickly you answer them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like it's kind of problem solving, but it's like patterns. Can you associate patterns is basically all IQ tests are. I gotta remember. It was because I remember 140 is genius. Mine was like 136 or 137. That was like a year or two ago. But
I'm reading on this and it says, okay, so but they also so it said they found that middle class, because they're more likely to be highly educated. But didn't it say up there found that the higher income did not make arts participation more likely? Why? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I guess since you already have a higher income, you're more apt to have more connections to, you wouldn't really go at it down that creativity route. That would make a little sense, but social status mattered little. Those in higher professional jobs were less likely to take parts in arts than those in lower professional jobs, only slightly more likely to take parts than those in lower supervisory roles and semi-routine roles. Let's get off this. This is blowing my mind. Not really blowing my mind. I don't know about that. What about flat Earth, man?
Flat Earth. You want to talk about flat Earth, Derek?
Yeah, I want to talk about flat Earth.
I want to talk about flat Earth with someone who truly believes in flat Earth.
Okay. Agreed.
Flat Earth is bullshit.
Agreed.
Period.
But I definitely wouldn't mind finding someone who 100% believes in it, saying, their side. I know Kyrie Irving or whatever, like I showed you, but he doesn't really elaborate on it at all. He said just, do your own research. Dude, just look it up yourself. What's this? Read the first paragraph. This is water. David Foster Wallace. These are these two young fish swimming along, and they happen to meet an older fish swimming the other way, who nods at them and says, "Morning, boys, how's the water?" And the two young fish swim on for a bit, and then eventually one of them looks over at the other and goes, "What the hell is water?" Okay.
That's that guy.
Is it?
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. Do you?
I grasp it.
Yeah. Okay.
I grasp it because, like, I mean, they're fish. They're in water already. Like, okay, but they're fish too. Like, what the hell is water? They don't have the capacity to.
I think it kind of goes along with what Jim Carrey said.
Yeah, I could see that.
Kind of have to like expand yourself outside of yourself to become one with the universe in a way. I don't know. It's weird to say. Sounds pretty hippie, but
it sounds hippie as hell.
But
it's out there, but it's also kind of a truth.
I don't know where I put my copy of Infinite Jest, but if I find it and you get some time, you should read it. It's 1,000 pages. It is probably one of the most difficult books you'll read ever. But
Is
also
it by the same guy?
Yeah.
What's it called?
Infinite Jest.
What's it about?
I can't even really.
Is there not really one thing it's about? It's kind of like.
But it's hard to like mentally grasp while you're reading it. It's hard to like follow a plot line. It's about how stupid American culture is. See, this guy, he killed himself in 2008. But this guy,
oh shit,
he never owned a TV. Like he didn't believe in that. Like he just listened to the radio and like lived like a pretty simple life.
Yeah.
It's like kind of about terrorists like influencing the Americans by making a movie, but it doesn't really get to that. Like it doesn't. The first 30 pages go from a kid like trying to apply for a prestigious school, and like when he gets there, he's telling them a story, and they're like freaking out. They're like, "What's wrong with this kid?" Because instead of speaking, he's like talking gibberish. And then it goes to a guy in his late 20s or mid 30s, and he's trying to buy weed, but like he's really paranoid about it, and like he's like, just this last time, like I'm just gonna do it this last time. And then like he's like, but what if this girl comes over with the weed, and then like what if we hook up, and then what if that happens, and then what if this happens, and he starts freaking out about everything. It and the way it's written is just like, dude was a genius.
That's why I don't know if The Alchemist it wasn't super hard to grasp for me, but I have a buddy who's kind of started reading it, and yeah, there definitely were parts of it where you gotta go back and reread it twice to totally grasp like what he's saying here, and like there's little lessons to be learned throughout the entire book, and that's why I really loved it. And I know that's not what we're talking about right now, but it just kind of reminded me of it.
Oh yeah, that's I think if the American education system is trying to teach you anything, it's two things: problem solving.
Yep.
And also, if you really pay attention in English and you're good at English, you take AP English. I take basic English, but I'm in a class with retards.
Yeah.
It's finding finding a metaphor, knowing when someone's not really saying what they're saying. I mean, they're not necessarily teaching that, but that's something that you can learn from it.
Yeah, definitely.
I said it last week. You can look at it, and it can be a fucking retarded clown. It's about a kid kids who are afraid of this evil clown monster.
Yeah.
Or you can look at it, and it's about kids becoming adults.
Yeah.
It's about kids
overcoming their fears,
being able to face what they're afraid of.
Exactly.
Wait, did you even get to the part with the girl where she overcame her fear?
I don't think so, honestly. I'm sorry. It was so late.
I know, dude. Don't even sweat it. It's just like
I'm gonna finish it. Okay.
That's the best part.
I'm gonna finish it. It just
because it gets
Nolan. Okay, it was so late. Nolan fell asleep next to me.
Oh boy.
And I looked over and I'm like, and I looked back at her and I'm like, I think it's about time to go. He was sleeping through it, and yeah, but no, I really enjoyed it. I mean, it definitely wasn't the basic, it wasn't exactly what I was expecting. And another good new movie, it just came out, I think a couple days ago, that Snowman movie I keep talking about. What I forget what it's called, but something about a snowman.
I think it's called The Snowman.
The Snowman, probably, yeah. And I really want to see that, just because it kind of like no one's really exactly done that before. It's a little different than all your basic scary movies.
It's called The Snowman.
Yeah.
It's called The Snowman.
It's different than all your basic. I haven't even seen it yet, but just from the trailer, like it already caught my attention. You know what I mean? Like it definitely caught my attention. The severed head on a snowman body.
Dude,
just like I gotta see that.
I don't mean to completely change the subject, but I'm going to. So, do you know what Mormons believe?
Vaguely.
Do you know exactly? They believe that Jesus was an alien, and that God thought he was such a good person on his planet that he let him become God of this planet. And they believe that if you're a good person, you'll become God of your own planet. And they believe that anyone else,
that's trippy,
any other denomination, if they say that's all bullshit. All the other denominations aren't teaching real Christianity.
That is trippy, because I mean, obviously religions differ, but not much at all. Well, I mean, yes,
Mormonism's kind of out there.
Let me rephrase that. The three main religions, the three main Abrahamic religions, all they differ on, I mean, yeah, there are different rules and stuff, especially in Islam and Judaism, but
dude,
they literally just got switched up at who was the prophet, I think it was Moses' son. Ishmael is who the
Yeah,
Islam believe, and then Christianity is Isaac.
Muhammad and all that shit.
Yeah, and it goes
It's
on and on. I took world religions last year, and I
it's
don't remember it all, but
dude, it's weird. I didn't like to
we're
learn.
all three of those major religions are in a sense praying to the same God.
Yeah, no, dude, that was what was weird to me. Is like because of our Western culture, like because
Yeah.
we're so anti-Islamic because of all that shit, you know. But
We're praying to the same God.
it's so weird. I didn't even know that until
Yeah.
like a month ago.
Are you in world religions?
I am when
Yeah.
we haven't even learned it yet. I was watching something and I was like, that's
yeah, you'll
weird.
talk about it. He goes into pretty detail about where the three religions got split out,
Mm.
and you'll see what I'm talking about. But I enjoyed that class quite a bit, just because it got it opened your mind a little bit to other religions, and of course there are the dudes that when we did the presentation, like, oh, I want what is it? Reggae.
Oh yeah, he told us about
Rasta. Rasta. I want Rastafarianism or whatever. And I didn't jump on any major religion. I did something called Unitarian Universalism. Yeah. It was I couldn't even tell you what it was at this point.
I'm doing Santeria. We're doing that right now.
Really? Isn't that like crystal ball type
They cut chickens' heads off and like sacrifice them to like angels.
Yeah,
and the angels are like their gods. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, dude, it's weird. Scientology's weird too.
Scientology is strictly money. Hey, have you guys gotten into talking about that?
I already know everything I need to know about that, dude. Yeah. Scientology is weird to me.
You should see their churches or whatever.
Dude,
they're huge.
Dude, I know. They live on like not reservations, but like they're enclosed in fences. Mm-hmm. Actually, I was gonna say a cool podcast that you should listen to is the Joe Rogan episode where he had Robert Miscavige on, which is the leader's son, the leader of Scientology's son. He left Scientology, and like he like talks about his escape and like what it was like to be in this compound. That's what they're called. They're called compounds. They're like they're compounds where like they live and they work there, and they're given like $30 a week to buy food with. They're not allowed to leave the compound without supervision. But people like Tom Cruise and like Will Smith and all the people that are Scientologists and are big celebrities.
Will Smith is a Scientologist?
That's from what I've heard. They opened a school. Okay, so Will Smith and his wife opened a school, and within a year it was closed because the parents who sent their kids to school, their kids were saying that they were teaching them like Scientology. But Will Smith said, no, it wasn't a Scientologist school, but Tom Cruise sent his daughter there. And Tom Cruise is a very devout Scientologist.
Yeah, I know about Tom Cruise.
Yeah, he's a very devout Scientologist.
So, all I see in that is they're trying to make money.
I mean, you
guys haven't really gotten into it yet? So
no, but I know, but like
they literally like there's levels to it or whatever.
You gotta pay to get it.
Exactly, you gotta pay. What? When does that come in? Like why should money matter in a religion?
Well, plus the guy, L. Ron Hubbard. Actually, I want to buy the book that they read. I just want to read it. But
that'd be interesting.
What is it called? It's like a new. So it's like a pseudo psychology or whatever. L. Ron Hubbard has written the most science fiction books in the history of the world. Their leader or the inventor of the religion. He wrote hundreds of science fiction books and then created a religion.
Exactly.
It's
crazy.
We
talked about that in
It's crazy shit, dude.
And I've seen South Park episodes where they make fun of them.
It's a good one, dude.
They're really good. Any South Park episode's good, but hell.
Are you taking food prep next semester?
I am.
I'm dropping out of food prep next semester.
Really?
I don't want to. Yeah, I'm not going to deal with that next semester.
Just because of Lang or what?
Just because when we cooked that one time, people stayed after, and I stayed after for a couple minutes, and like we cleaned, and like it was clean.
She tripped out on us.
Yeah, I know. I think it's just because she doesn't like Zach. I legit think it's because
that angered me a little bit because I literally stayed after, and I was like, can you? I mean, the next class after that's my Tiger time, and I go, can you write me a pass to my Tiger time so I can finish up cleaning these dishes? And no. She said no. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I gotta get going then. I can't. I can't clean all these dishes and there's only one sink they're all in. We can't fit 5 people over there at that one sink. It was just me and you, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I was trying to dry them off and stuff, and you were washing them, and I don't know. I don't think I don't know. I don't think that in nutrition and wellness we need to be cooking anyways, but it was kind of neat, you know.
Not that we do anything in that class anyways.
Literally the other day I went in there. She didn't say a single word to us the entire hour, and we just sat on our phone and talked to everyone. Like, and half the time we don't even go over nutrition and wellness. We got into politics like so
pretty hard.
Yeah,
yes. Pretty hardcore.
And I'm like, that's kind of why I'm gonna stay in food prep. I'm not gonna switch up my schedule. Probably not. Unless there's something else. Is there any other class you've taken, that semester class, that you'd suggest?
Well, I don't know if a 4th-hour class.
Because food prep I just took for,
for the credit, just for the easiness. Yeah.
Just for blow-off class.
Dude, if Films is Lit was a thing next semester, I would suggest it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's only, I think it's this semester. I think they switched it this year. I took it 6th hour last year in 2nd semester. You watch movies, and then you write like a 1-paragraph, 2-paragraph review.
That's it?
That's it. Well, you do like some projects where you like write scripts and shit, but you're never performing or any of that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Super easy class, super fun class. And it was awesome because when we were juniors, when the seniors left early, we took our final with the seniors.
Mm-hmm.
So we had like 5 days that we were just by ourselves. Someone brought in The Revenant, and we just watched The Revenant. Yeah, it was fucking awesome.
That's cool.
Plus, it was 6 hours.
Who teaches it?
It was Kierley teaching that class.
Really? Huh. Yeah, I like him. I never really had him. Like I said, I started creative writing.
I'm taking it 2nd hour.
Let me know.
3rd hour?
Let me know how that goes. Because once again, like for me, just at the time with my social anxiety, it just wasn't for me.
Yeah.
I felt he geared it more like he could have set it up a different way. Maybe he switched it up this year. I don't know. You know.
There's someone who took it and said like, he's just gonna be like, this is all he does in that class. He says, "This is what I want. You can turn it in any form," and then that's how it goes. So you can write, short story. You can write screenplay. Yeah. You can write anything.
I only stayed the first day, and once he said, "Oh yeah, I don't know if it was just the first week or whatever," but all I heard was, "You're gonna have to stand up. You're gonna write a sentence or something." I don't even remember exactly, but it was you're gonna write a sentence or like a paragraph or something, and you got to read it in front of the class. And automatically, I'm like, no, that's not me. You know what I mean? Like I freak out at presentations like that. That was how I used to be. So that's why I dropped out of that class because my anxiety was way too bad then. I could try taking it next. What hour you got it next?
I think I have it 3rd hour.
See, once again, the hour slots and all that. I don't know what I'm going to be able to get in. I'll have to talk to my counselor. But
yeah. I'm going to talk to Shemo and have him switch me out of 4th hour and my 8th hour. Mm-hmm. So, I don't even know what I'm... Oh, dude. Fuck, dude. Wait, what's your 7th hour? Probably something you can't switch.
Yeah, it's AP Lit.
That's what I thought. It sucks.
Yeah.
I'm taking theater again, dude.
Really?
Theater class is so much fun.
I bet.
In 1st semester last year, we did improv. Yeah, we did improv all semester. So basically, you just get up there and you just push it out of your head and perform.
I know what improv is.
I had really bad social anxiety, but like by the time the end of that class, where you're good friends with people and shit, like you can just perform and it's funny as shit. Like it's so much fun.
Yeah, and you see, that's what I kind of learned. You gotta kind of face those. Once again, you gotta face your fears directly.
But 2nd semester theater, we just watch plays on the smartboard. Mm-hmm. That's it. And sometimes help build sets for the fucking plays they're doing.
Yeah.
No one's talking about being in a play 2nd semester.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Yeah. I'll have to go see that. I went and saw when they did Beauty and the Beast.
I haven't gone to one.
I saw when they did Beauty and the Beast, and there might have been another one I saw. Just because I think we got extra credit for going to it in our English class or something like that, and my girlfriend at the time wanted to go see it because I don't know why, but she wanted to go see it. And you know what? What was his Hatchell?
Alec
Hatchell.
Yeah.
Was he in theater? Was he the one that?
He's tall, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he had him and some, I forget his name, but they were actually, they did pretty damn good.
Yeah.
I was surprised. Like,
They're
I
good
was,
performers. They're doing. I know Alex specifically is doing college stuff now with this
yeah,
theater. Yeah,
that's cool. I mean,
dude. I remember last year, second semester theater. We went on a field trip to see a play at Jeffco.
yeah.
I fell asleep the whole time. I was sitting next to Borgmeyer. He was sitting next to me, and halfway through the act, I'm just like.
You just woke up.
And then at the end, like the lights come on and like is intermission, and I was like, I fell asleep, man. Like I don't know what to do. And then after that, we went to like Taco Bell, and it was fun as shit, dude.
He didn't even care that.
No,
What was the play about? Do you even know?
it was a Civil War rendition of a play we read. I can't remember what play it was. It was like something where a brother betrays a brother or something like that. I would know it if they fucking said the name. But yeah, dude, that was a good year.
Just popped up on my phone. Time. Why so many people believe conspiracy theories? Isn't that ironic? That pops up on my phone right now, huh?
Dude, I don't know, man. Holy shit, dude. There's a lot of people coming out against guys. Apparently, there's a lot of guys getting accused of like sexual assault and shit right now. Like a lot of people in the industry. Like, did you hear about the Harvey Weinstein thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, him.
Yeah.
Whoever James I can't see the full name. James Toback, I think.
I also heard about one that got dropped. Who was that? The lady stepped down or whatever.
Usher? Was it Usher?
I don't know if it was.
Or was it Nelly?
It was Nelly. It was Nelly.
They claimed that no, it was a guy and a girl, and they both claimed that Nelly gave them herpes.
Oh, I didn't read the full article. I just saw that they backed out of it or whatever, and that's wow.
Yeah, did you read? Oh, so you didn't read the article, so you don't know why she backed out?
No.
She said the judicial system would fail her. That's why she backed out. She thought it would fail.
So she was basically lying through her teeth, and
yeah, I mean I'm not allegedly.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't say for sure, but
you can't say for sure, but you know what? The evidence points that way.
Yeah.
You don't back out of something that if you know that it happened, like the judicial system is set up to specifically not fail you. Come on. And with all that's going on right now, that was just her excuse. Exactly. That was just her excuse. We could get into we could get into the whole Black Lives Matter protests that we happening up in St. Louis. I mean, that's so near us right now. The whole thing over who was the cop? Do you know his name?
No, I don't.
Darren Wilson, I think it was. Darren Wilson. You see, I don't know about all that. The fact that so many people are out there protesting, like, the dude was a, heroin dealer? I think they said heroin, meth, something like that. The hard drug dealer led the cops on a high speed pursuit, which could have, put people's lives at risk right there automatically. Yeah, you're gonna expect the dude has a gun or something like that, first off. And yeah, he was caught on tape saying, "Oh, I'm gonna kill this dude," or whatever. I don't know the exact wording he used, but think about it. If you put yourself in that cop situation, would you not, and you're led on a high-speed pursuit on a known heroin dealer?
It's, okay, yeah, yes. That's instant.
My view.
No, yeah, listen, yeah, I get that. And I get that. But people like to say, like, and I'm not like people like to say, oh, that, the past was the past, blah blah blah, but this is coming from like generations of police treating black people incorrectly.
Yeah.
This isn't just like, oh, it's not just this one time. This guy is a martyr for that. Is a martyr for everything that's going on.
I don't think that he should be, though. I don't think they picked the right person.
Yeah, okay, but they do it every time someone dies.
Exactly.
But
I know.
It's just like, you got to understand that isn't this person.
Mm-hmm.
It's
And I'm not doing
since the 50s and the 40s and all that
I'm
shit.
not saying anything like I don't support the movement or anything like that. It's just I feel like there's better cases and there's better things to riot about over and see to rioters. That's just a whole nother story. They come in and they ruin it for the peaceful protesters. They completely ruin it. People up there looting and unfortunately it happens to be African Americans. Majority of the time. I don't want to bring race into this whatsoever, but I mean that's what we're talking about. So I mean you see it on the news and the news. They blow things up so much just for views. I don't know, the media in general. And yes, media is definitely necessary. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going Trump on you and media's, you know what I mean, but fake news. I'm not saying all of that or anything. I'm saying that they come out with stuff and they'll word it in a way.
Things are biased.
Exactly. The person who wrote it is biased. I mean, everything. You have to if you're working for a major news corporation or something like a major like you can't be biased. You have to see both sides of it. And that's never gonna happen though because everyone is biased.
CNN, so you got CNN on the left, you got Fox News on the right. What you got to learn to do as a person, as a viewer, a consumer, is to take 3 or 4 articles, read them all, and then pick out the parts that line up, and then try to find the middle ground.
And that's exactly what I do. I don't get my news source. I'm not one of those that, I hate CNN. I don't listen to CNN. No, I get pop-ups from CNN on my phone. I got pop-ups from Fox News on my phone.
Dude, you know what's even weird, though? Like, more weird?
What?
As when people, because they even made fun of this on South Park, when people were like, I read that on a news website, and they're like, no, you read that on Facebook. Like, people get a majority of their news from Facebook.
From Facebook, and half of those news websites are complete bullshit.
No, but I've
went to them.
No, but also most people don't even click on the link. They just read the headline and then share it.
And it's ridiculous how like people want to act like they know. You know what I mean? Like, I read this online. I read this on Facebook. It must be true, and they'll stick to it. They'll stick to it to the death of them, for real.
Dude,
let me go on Facebook right now. I bet you I could find something. Honestly, it's not hard. Like literally, I scrolling through my feed every single day. I'll see an article that someone shared or something, and it's from some news that I've never even heard of at all.
No, dude, that's that shit too. A lot of people around here, like with that Vegas shooting, they're like, "Oh, that's a government. The government did that to take away our guns. To take away our guns. The government wants to take away our guns."
Why would Trump, okay, first off, that's the only it would have to be not the government. It would have to be more the Democratic Party because that's what they're aiming for. And then you go into the whole division of parties.
They don't want to take away your guns, dumbass. Listen, this is what they just want a safer world. And dude, keep your fucking guns. But you don't need an assault rifle.
Yeah.
You don't need one. Who needs an assault rifle?
I agree. Other than maybe, I mean, if I don't have an assault rifle myself, all I have is guns for hunting.
That's my point.
And a handgun.
You're not...
And I don't even carry the handgun.
You don't have guns, and like, your right for guns is to protect yourself from the government. But like, you don't need a fucking assault. You don't need an
AK-47.
Yeah.
You don't need an AK-47. You could a simple handgun will get it done. Like, honestly, and that's the way I view it. But there's no way in hell they're going to be able to pull out a gun control act that takes away, literally takes away guns. Like, I know that's what people are pushing for, but like, I really don't see it happening. There's just too many conservatives, if you want to classify. I hate classifying people. I literally hate using the words conservative and liberal. I hate it so much. I mean, yes, it's, you know what I mean, like, but I have conservative and liberal thoughts. You know what I mean? Like, it's
Yeah.
not exactly.
Yeah.
It's
I think that most people are that way, but they like feeling like they belong to a group.
exactly. They feel like they need to belong to a group, and that's why, once again,
Mob
we've talked about
mentality.
this. Yep, we've talked about this before. Party system's out of date. It's outdated right now. Maybe it worked when slavery was a freaking thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
When people were so one-sided on certain issues,
exactly.
but now there are multiple aspects to certain issues.
Mm-hmm. And you can't. I mean, it automatically creates division. It's like your parents are Republican, so you're gonna be more apt to be Republican because you're gonna be listening to all this stuff, and you're just you're just gonna agree with them because they're your parents. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I don't know how to fix that, or else I'd be out there doing it, man. But it's like
Dude, want to see what just popped up on my phone?
what?
I forgot, dude. I just remembered why Jim Carrey went off the rails too. It's got to do with this.
There's a reason.
His girlfriend killed herself like 2 years
Shit.
ago. It says Jim Carrey claims late girlfriend faked STD medical records to extort him. So her parents, or her mom and stepdad, are suing Jim Carrey, I think,
Of course.
claiming he utilized his wealth, influence, and celebrity status to supply the drugs she overdosed on.
That's bullshit.
And apparently she had like STDs or something, but she showed him like medical records that said she didn't.
Okay, that's complete. Wait a minute. I don't care. You can't. There's not really an argument using your wealth to influence someone to do drugs. Come off of it. It's all ultimately your decision to do drugs, whether or not you have the money for it or not. I don't know. Yeah, you may be more. I mean, but once again, it comes down like you may be influenced one way or another if you're around it a lot, but once again, it's all ultimately your decision. I don't think she has an argument there.
Her note said, "Before you, I might not have had very much, but I had respect. I was a happy person. I loved life. I was confident and I felt good in my own skin and was proud of most decisions I made." Then it says, "I met you. You introduced me to cocaine, prostitutes, mental abuse, and disease." And she accused him of giving her HPV and HSV.
Once again, you meet someone that does cocaine, okay? Well, you don't necessarily. You know what I'm saying.
I know exactly what you're saying, bro.
That's not an excuse. You make your own decisions. Unless he literally forced her, like, which I don't know how you can force someone to do cocaine unless you like literally like lace them or like drug them purposely, and that's not what she's saying.
No.
So.
Well, she's dead now. So.
What she was saying.
Yeah.
Let me rephrase that.
Billionaire spends $10 million to impeach Trump.
Oh, I heard about that. I saw an ad about that on YouTube.
Oh, yeah. Wait, he's offering $10 million to anyone who can provide information. Isn't that what it is?
I didn't even listen to the freaking ad, dude.
Oh, man.
I'm not. I don't like to associate myself with all the politics going on right now.
How to view Uranus without a telescope as it nears Earth tonight. Dude, I want some Taco Bell.
Bend over
I want some Taco Bell right now, dude. I just got this craving for Taco Bell.
After you're talking about Uranus,
yeah.
telescope,
yeah.
All you gotta do is bend over in a mirror. Look between your legs.
You're funny, Derek. You're real funny, Derek.
I try.
Yeah, I can tell. I can very clearly tell.
Fuck you. Taco Bell sounds hella good right now. I don't think I've even eaten today.
Aiden? Did you just say?
I said Aiden. I said it.
You're an AP Lit and Comp.
I said it.
And you said Aiden.
Yeah, and I got an 88 in that class, dude. I'm doing pretty good in that class.
Ridiculous.
Henningson's a great teacher. I don't know if you've ever had her.
Nope.
Yeah, well, she really is like. I enjoy writing a lot, as you already know. So. I just learned this though. Like I just learned this about me within the past probably I would say year. I just learned this about me that I enjoy being more creative rather than stuck in the loop, having to do what someone tells me to do for a grade, like you talked about on your last podcast. Like that really hit me hard. It really did. And I'm like, you exactly what you said. You create something for yourself. That's when it really means something. Like that's when you really get something out of it. Like you about to say something?
I was gonna say, how long have you been reading? That's a question I have for you.
I used to love, like, I used to be a big reader. I had a Kindle and everything back in intermediate school and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Started smoking weed.
That'll do it.
Yeah, that'll do
Your
it.
attention span goes away, and you're like reading a book, and you're like, "What's next? What do we do now?"
I just, it might not. I'm not gonna sit there and blame it on that. You know what I mean? But like, it was just friend group. Like changed up a little bit. It was just I don't know. Got out of it. I wasn't involved. I wasn't too worried about my school, rather, and you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And I wasn't that deep of a thinker back then.
Yeah.
I mean, we're what, 12, 13?
I've been reading full time. Where do we say it? Since probably 5th grade.
I read really heavy back in 5th grade, but the stuff I read was like like the Hunger Games series.
I was just
enjoyed,
reading like
that
random
stuff.
shit. I would read a book, at least a book a week, if not a book every couple days.
Damn.
And well, when I got out of, like I was saying, when I got out of the hospital, like my reading level literally jumped from like a kindergarten reading level to like a 9th grade reading level, and I read 13 plus now. It's a college level plus.
That's insane how that happened.
Yeah.
I always had a really high reading level when we would do that, like in intermediate school.
Do you remember AR, dude?
I was up. Yeah.
Do you remember AR? Fuck that, dude. Fuck that star system
Right.
bullshit.
Oh, dude, I remember a whole bunch of my buddies got caught up cheating on their AR test or whatever. There was a big old scandal in the middle school.
Scandal.
I mean, that's what you're gonna get when you force people to do stuff that they don't want to do.
We should do that thing that they did in South Park one episode where a kid shit in the urinal.
Bro, I remember. What was it? You gotta remember this. Intermediate school, someone like peed on the ceiling. There was like pee on the ceiling or something like that. Yeah,
I don't remember that.
I don't know how it happened. How do you like?
I don't know, dude.
It doesn't come out with that much force. How do you
Dude,
get it?
when
up
we
to
were
the
in like
ceiling?
10th grade, there was like in the lunchroom, there was like a piece of gum, like a giant gum ball, like stuck to the ceiling. Someone had like chewed it and then stuck it on the ceiling. It's crazy.
Last week, it was just Friday. I'm in ecology, and we went outside and found we were supposed to find all these grasshoppers, like different, there's different sizes of grasshoppers. We took them inside, looked at them under a microscope for some reason beyond me, but this is totally like not. This is just something I did. I threw one in the girls' bathroom. I slipped one under Mr. McFarland's door.
Piece of shit for that, dude.
Someone else threw one in the copy room.
Those things are everywhere. That shit annoys me so bad.
No, that's the thing. The crickets are everywhere. I'm spreading the grasshoppers around the school now, man.
Those crickets piss me off.
They're in the locker room all the time. Like,
I
did
know.
you hear about Matt eating them?
Yeah, I heard.
Money? Yeah. Okay, so there's another dude in my weightlifting class, Jacob Ray. You know, Caleb Ray's little brother.
Yeah, I know.
He walks in after Matt. I think it was either right before or after Matt ate the 2 crickets for $20. He's supposed to get paid Monday. I'm gonna see if that's gonna happen or not. He crunched down on those things, like you could hear it and everything, and his face was just like, and someone's like, "How's it taste?" He said, "Salty," but first off the locker room floor. Come on, okay, I could see maybe
wash them first at least.
Like run them under some cold water at least, but. Jacob Ray walks in, grabs one off the floor, and just eats it. Literally, no money, no one told him to do it, anything. He just did it.
That's hella weird.
It was so weird.
That's
like
hella weird.
It was so funny though.
Dude, in my world religions class in my 3rd hour,
yeah,
I can hear those things fucking chirping.
Really?
Yeah, and that's upstairs.
Wow. Yeah, they have an infestation. It smelled like mint in there one day, and I asked Coach Stafford why, and he said they came in and sprayed for him. It didn't work. It didn't work at all.
They're like, oh, sometimes crickets just get into buildings. That's just how it works. And it's like, no.
Dude, I walked in. I still have a video on my phone of Matt holding like
7
or 8 of them in his hand.
I saw that.
Literally, we got them from just that little, Stafford's part of the locker room. Just that little area.
Dude.
And there was more.
I change out in there first hour. I don't have him. He's not my walking teacher, but one time when we weren't changing out, like we were just sitting there, he's like, you guys are gonna have to go to the other one because I have to take a poop.
Dude, he is so anal about he is so anal about who takes a shit in his bathroom in there. He will flip out on you if you stink up his bathroom. He literally last year he would tell us to take it in Coach Therrell's bathroom every single time. I remember I had to take a shit really bad one day, so I did it. I just did quick, you know what I mean? Matt was laughing his ass off, but the one day that we had a sub in there, I took a fat shit in his bathroom, and it felt so nice. I think I'm gonna start doing it because he literally gets like really mad about it. Like if you stink up, because it'll stink up the whole locker room. It really will.
Listen, me and you need to do it on the same day.
But I already have it.
I have first hour.
Oh, no, I have it third hour, so that'd be perfect.
I'll take it when I leave, and then you take it like when you come.
Stafford's not in there, is he?
No, Stafford.
Is he in his office or whatever? Yeah. Yeah.
I can hear him like playing slots on his phone, like with his legs kicked up on the desk.
He's something else. I don't know if you've ever had him.
Yeah. He was our like 6th or 7th. Wasn't he like our 4th, 5th, or 6th grade gym teacher?
Gym teacher, I think you're right about that. Yeah, I think he was. I had Mrs. Stafford, his wife, for 3rd grade. She was teaching. I don't know if she's still teaching, but.
All right, man. We're at about an hour, 6 minutes.
Damn. I could go on.
I mean, if you want to, we can go on. That's up to you. Got anything specific in mind you want to talk about?
Specific?
Yeah.
Flat Earth, man.
No, we're not talking about Flat Earth because
be
all we can do is like sit here and say Flat Earth isn't real. So
I know. I mean, we could pull up some articles saying Flat Earth is real. If you really want to go down that route, I don't want to.
Oh, okay.
As much Flat Earth. I want to talk about something else though.
All right.
I enjoy this a lot.
Let's talk about someone else, Derek. What do you want to talk about?
I don't know.
Okay, that helps.
Do you have
Derek.
any more articles?
Not offhand. All of those were like just kind of popping up on my phone.
Any I mean, I'd have to sit here and think for a minute.
How about, dude, the fact that like all these people coming out against like these people who sexually abuse them or whatever in the industry, that shit's known, like widely known.
Yeah.
They were talking about that on Joe Rogan's podcast the other day about like Bill Cosby. People were saying like a long time ago, like Bill Cosby like just puts shit in girls' drinks and rapes them. Like people knew, like that was it. Same thing with like Michael Jackson and all that shit, dude. No, dude, did you know the drug that Michael Jackson OD'd on is anesthesia?
Yeah, I know that.
That's fucking crazy.
I know that because I had to be put under that for my freaking scope up my ass and scope down my throat.
They use the same one.
I don't know if they use the same one. Don't tell me that. I don't even want to know.
The doctor just took his glove and like
rinsed it off.
No, didn't even rinse it off. He just went like that.
Don't even tell me that. No, they probably used a separate one. I would hope, just for the sake of cleanliness. I don't want shit shoved down my throat, or they went down the throat first. But yeah, I looked up what drug. They told me what it was, or whatever. And I looked it up, and I also. What popped up when I searched that drug was Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
His overdose on that. I'm like, no way.
Yeah, he was taking it like every night before his tour.
That is
because he couldn't sleep.
That is fucked up. That's not that's like, I don't know.
Like Ambien doesn't work anymore, and like all those like pills don't work anymore. It's like you have to take anesthesia so you can get 8 hours a night.
I couldn't even imagine that, man. That'd be hell.
Like,
But you'd have to put yourself in that position though. You know what I mean? Like you'd have to literally like he was. I'm guessing. I don't know the full story, but I'm guessing he was.
well, you know about like his childhood and shit, right? Don't you? Like his dad used to beat the fuck out of them if they didn't perform well and stuff like that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
honestly,
he
I didn't
was
go too into. I
super
know
abused.
Jackson 5. I know how he came up and all that, but
Yeah,
I
but
don't
his
really
family
know.
like super abused him and shit. Like all of those
Mhm.
kids were abused.
And I know how he turned like white or whatever. Wasn't that just a skin condition
Yeah,
or something like
that's
that?
what they said. Yeah.
Yeah, I had heard growing up that he bleached
Yeah,
himself
everyone
white
said
and
that.
stuff like that. I'm like, why would someone do that? Like,
Yeah.
no. What about ghosts?
What about ghosts? Do you believe in ghosts, Derek?
Yeah, I do.
Have you ever seen a ghost, Derek?
Uh, no, not in. No, but I've. Wouldn't say I've felt anything, but like I guess I could say I felt like a presence of something at some points, and not it wasn't even necessarily good or bad. Normally, when I feel maybe a supernatural like feeling, you know what I mean, you know what I'm saying. Like you just
Mhm.
know in your head, like, hey, something's not right here, or something. There's some higher something right here messing with, and that's goes along with the good omens about how I met you. And just the fact, no, man, just let me get this off my head. I know I've talked about it already, but just the fact that that book, The Alchemist, which is a really good read,
Hell yeah, it is.
talks about following your personal legend, first off, and following the signs of the universe, good omens, stuff like that. I mean, there's good omens and there's bad omens, obviously, but just the fact that it talked about signs in that book, and that's what like basically almost the entire book was him following his signs to his personal legend, right?
Mm-hmm.
So just the fact that that's how we got to start, how we started talking was me pulling out that book. That's a good omen to me.
Hell yeah.
I mean, for real. That's not. Some people call it coincidence, whatever, but once those things, I mean, there was a different feeling. I didn't notice it. I didn't realize it at the time until I look back at it, and I'm like, wait a second here, man. That's a little I wouldn't say creepy, just weird.
Yeah, I believe in ghosts.
Oh, I do too.
No, I've seen ghosts. I've seen a ghost.
Yeah, and Nolan has
I've
went
seen a
into
ghost.
detail about some of his
No,
experiences and stuff.
But with him, like, I've like, I mean, a friend, unnamed, not gonna name them. No, you don't know. You don't know this person probably.
Okay.
We were walking, and it was like midnight. We were walking down my street. I don't remember where we were going. Maybe home. Maybe we were at Chop and Save. I can't remember. Doesn't matter. It's dark out. And we hear like this laughter.
Oh, fuck.
And we look behind us. And there's this dude like floating.
No.
And he's wearing like a red cloak. Like he doesn't have legs as in floating. Like he's just there. And he's like wearing like a red cloak. And I look away and I just thought it was my neighbor at first. And then I look back and it's gone.
But he was floating.
Like
for a fact
the bottom half of his torso was not there.
It was just the top half.
And then
How did?
And then my friend was, listen, my friend was like, did you see that? And I was like, describe it. And he was like, there was a dude with no bottom half and he was floating in a red cloak. And I was like, yep, I saw that. Yeah.
I just got goosebumps.
That shit. I've seen that shit.
I don't want to search. I mean, Nolan, he used to put himself in situations where he was literally sitting there trying to find it. And I feel like that's when you go wrong. Am I right about that?
Yeah.
Because you don't want to get in contact with anything negative.
A Kentucky man dressed as the Pokemon character Pikachu is accused of trying to jump the fence at the White House.
I don't even know what to make of that.
All in the name of making a YouTube video.
Of course it was. Of course it was. And he got great publicity and probably make money off of it. But then again, you're trying to jump the fence at the White House, so you think you're not gonna get fined for that or something?
Tell me how like last year, the person got arrested, but
He literally walked into the White House. Is that what you're talking about?
no, I'm not talking about that. I was gonna say, tell me how last year someone changed the Hollywood signs to say Hollyweed,
Yeah.
and then like it just wasn't talked about that much. It's like
it blew up for a little bit and then it just kind of dropped off.
mhm.
It was like a marketing scheme, wasn't it?
I can't remember.
I feel like it was. I
there
don't
was a
think
kid
it was
who got
just a
arrested
prank.
for it.
Yeah, I don't think it was just a prank. I feel like it was like a marketing scheme or something like that. Maybe, just towards the legalization, but or it could have just been straight up prank, It had actually. Am I wrong that it had been done before too, though?
That it had been done before.
Yes, I think someone actually changed the sign to Hollyweed like back in like the 70s or 80s
It
or
probably
something like
did.
that too. And I think it's hilarious.
Did they make him take down that video?
Who?
Vitaly. He streaked at the World Cup, and he got arrested for it. He eventually got like so many like misdemeanor charges. They took him to jail for like 6 months because he was like doing all these crazy pranks and shit all over the place. Oh wait, here it is. My punishment for. Oh, or was it? Hold on. Yeah, it was the NBA Finals that he got.
He streaked to the NBA Finals?
He put Trump sucks on his chest, and then he.
I watched the finals and I didn't even see this.
I think this was last year or something. I don't remember.
Automatically, you see. Oh, he got tackled. He got his ass taken down before he even got 3-point line. But
yeah.
Talk about politics. You don't even want to, do you?
Yeah, let's not talk about politics. That shit stresses me out.
It stresses me the hell out, but it's something to talk about.
Because
it is something that involves us.
World War III is gonna start soon.
You really believe so?
When I was in the hospital with my mom last week, there was a soldier there with his wife in her room.
Yeah.
Like they were sharing the room. And they said that they were going to Russia because the army is preparing for Russians to attack us because we're going to attack North Korea. That's what the soldier said.
I would take that with a grain of salt, just simply because you know what I mean? Like, you don't know if it was okay, I got
Well, they weren't from here. They were only stationed here because she was having heart problems and they couldn't leave the country until his wife stopped having heart problems. And so
was it a U.S. soldier though?
Yeah, he was legit a U.S. soldier. He'd come in his uniform at one point. And
you see, now that if we had plans to attack them, already, like I know we have plans to attack them. Obviously, we have things set up, but set like date, like how it's gonna happen, when it's gonna happen, all that. I don't know that. Do you really think Russia would?
They said that if we attack first, that they're on the other side.
Is that what I knew? China said that.
Well, China.
Is that what Russia said
if China goes against us, Russia will go against us.
You're right. Which is why we are trying to provoke them. If you can't tell, flying. Remember how Kim Jong-un said he would shoot down? We're not even flying over their airspace. We're still in international waters. Am I correct about that? But he said that if they get close again or whatever, they'd shoot them down. And I think they've probably done it since then, and I haven't heard anything about them getting shot down. I think that, in my opinion, I don't think we are going to attack. I think we are going to sit there and provoke and provoke and provoke to no prevail. Just like, I mean, honestly, it's a different strategy than the last couple administrations have put in, you know what I mean? But I think that I like the strategy. A lot of people are against it. I like it. I like him calling him Little Rocket Man. He's literally trying to piss Kim Jong-un off enough to shoot first. That's literally what he's trying to do.
Well, I find it humorous in a way, but also, if they shoot a missile that can hit the United States, millions of people will die.
Yeah. Regardless of if it's Americans or not. Like, because we do have technology to shoot that down, come off of it.
Mm-hmm.
We have, besides, I was reading up
He
on.
would no look, but you don't understand. We need that. We need the tragedy to start a war.
Mm-hmm.
What's that from? Fuck. Oh, it was the episode of South Park where we fake a national tragedy or we inspire it. Have you seen this episode? It was a 9/11 episode.
I think so.
We
Was it an
need
older
the
one?
Yeah, we need the national tragedy so that the people will get riled up enough that we can go to war, and we'll even pay for the people to attack us. So by
Jet
inspiring
fuel can't melt steel beams.
by inspiring North Korea to send a nuke over here, we have to let those millions of people die in order to to go at war. Otherwise, we won't have the support.
Mm-hmm. You're right about that, but I don't know. I don't want to think about that. Where would they hit? East. They would hit the West Coast first because that would be their most populated. First off, second off, I mean,
do you ever see the Family Guy bit where the 9/11 attackers try to attack the arch?
Yeah,
and they just fly through
it. I thought that was hilarious. You're like, shit.
Did we ever talk about Charlie Gard, the little baby?
We didn't.
He was born with like this disease that like is super rare, and like he can barely breathe on his own, and like
I've heard about it.
he was like he was gonna die, and it was in the UK, and his parents were like, "Can we take him to America?" Because you have to ask the hospital over there. They're like, "Can we take him to America to get work done?" And they're like, "Nope, you can't. He's gonna stay here until he dies." That's what the hospital said. And then
they did it anyways.
No.
No.
They took it to Congress or whatever, Parliament or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Nope, sorry, you can't take him." And so the Pope was trying to get them to let the kid out of the country. Trump was like, "I'll pay for the flight if you let him out here." And they didn't let him go. Kid died like 2 weeks later. He's a newborn. And there was like some surgery that was ready for him in Washington or some shit like that.
What the fuck?
That's in a first world country.
What the fuck?
That's in a first world country, Derek. That's the kind of shit that goes on still.
Damn. I don't even know what to say about that, but that's fucked up. I mean, obviously you have some laws that need to be reviewed if you're not allowing a newborn to get treatment that's going to save his freaking life, possibly save his life.
Yeah, it was an experimental thing, but yeah, for sure. That's what, yeah.
That's something else.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Jeez Louise.
It's already 5.
I don't feel like going to school tomorrow.
I don't either, but I have to. Could skip Tuesday. Or first half of Tuesday. Psychologist appointment. Woo! So much fun, right?
We have a 4-day week this week.
Oh, we do, don't we?
Yeah.
Are we off Monday too?
Yeah.
Bet.
Dude, Partney's missed 2 days in the past 2 weeks. We've been presenting. Me and Andrew got the last day. It was supposed to be this Thursday. Now it's moved till next Wednesday.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Fuck me, dude. Well,
wrap it up.
That's about it. That's about all there is.
Bye.
Okay.
No.
Nope, that's gonna be the end now, Derek. It's just gonna be going bye.
Bet.
Hit that 1:30 mark. Hit that 1:30 mark. Oh wait, we'd actually already be there because of my. Excuse you. I hope you liked this week's episode of the Are You Kidding Me podcast. Next week, we got another super special guest coming on. That's what I'm hoping to turn the show into, as a guest segment, sort of like Joe Rogan, but I'm not trying to I'm not trying to square up with Joe Rogan because he'd knock my fucking shit, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, so yeah, we got a couple special guests upcoming in the weeks. If you guys have anything specific you want me to talk about with my guests, leave a comment, leave a like, please. I need it. I need your fucking approval, Dad.
Thanks a lot for listening to this episode of Are You Kidding Me with Jacob Hartzell. If you like today's episode, please leave a review and subscribe, and we'll catch you next time on Are You Kidding Me?